How's it going, YouTube? Sick Eric back again with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Google Pixel 4 XL in 2020. This phone came out in October of 2019. I have not had it that entire time. I've only had this phone for not even a month, but I'm going to give you my thoughts of this device, what I think of it. Is it still worth it in 2020? And should you buy a Google Pixel 4 XL or wait for the Google Pixel 4a or possibly the Google Pixel 5. So stick around. We're going to go ahead and talk about this device. Let me know, let you guys know what I think of it in the time that I have been using it. And let's go ahead and get down into it. Don't go anywhere. Pixel 4 XL in 2020. Is it still worth it? Should you buy it? Let's go ahead and dive down into it. This is the Google Pixel 4. It was released in October of 2019. I'm just going to go over some of my pros and cons of this device, what I think of it. I've been using this for almost a month now. And yeah, I'm just going to go over it. I made a list of pros and cons. So let's get down into it. Snapdragon 855, 8 gigabytes of RAM. Sorry, 6 gigabytes of RAM. This is the 64 gigabyte variant of it. It does come in 128 gigabyte of storage. No SD card, no headphone jack. You have stereo speakers. Really nice phone. Motion sense, which gives you the ability to swipe your hand over it. Facial recognition, no fingerprint sensor. Android 10 running out of the box, and this is Google's stock Android, of course. Really nice stuff. 3700 milliamp hour battery. So really excellent specs on this device. But as we all know, specs do not mean everything. So some of the pros of this is the hardware. I really like the back design of this phone. The glass is frosted and feels really smooth. This is the clearly white version. And the sides are made out of aluminum, but they sort of have like a paint coating on them. The power button, I really like that accent color on the power button. Feels excellent in the hand. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. It's very well balanced as well. Nothing on the side over here other than your SIM tray. The display is flat, so you don't get any of that accidental touches. There is a little bit of a curve on the edges, but it's nothing serious. You do have stereo speakers on here as well. So really nice. The camera cutout is really not that bad. I think it looks okay. So yeah, it feels really great in the hand. No problem here. Volume rocker and the power button are easy to get to. This is, I believe, a 6.4 inch display. So really nice, excellent size. Feels great in the hands. You do have those corners as well. The display is QHD plus, and that's another thing great about this. Another pro, great display. The colors are very nice and accurate. The blacks are nice and deep on here. Really nice display. You will not have any complaints. 90 hertz when it's on. Works great, although it's not on all the time. It switches between 60 and 90, but I'll get to that later. Performance of this device has been excellent. Snapdragon 855 with 6 gigabytes of RAM. No stutters, no hiccups, no force closing of apps or anything like that. Really nice performance, very fluid due to that software, the Google stock software. So really nice. You got Google gestures on here, gesture navigation, which is really nice. You have the squeeze feature to where you can activate Google right there when you squeeze it. So really nice on that as well. Another pro of this is the signal connectivity of this phone. It is really good. I'm surprised about this. Usually every other phone I have, I'll go to certain areas around here and I will not have a signal. I cannot play a YouTube video. I cannot load a Facebook or anything. But with this phone, I'll go to those same spots out here and I am able to play a video and open up Facebook. And send a Snapchat or whatever I want to do, search for something, and it'll do it. So really, really excellent signal on here. Way better than any other phone that I've had recently that will not work in these certain areas. So best signal on any phone that I've had so far. Keep in mind I'm on T-Mobile, so it may vary, but I think it's just the device that has really good antennas and really good signal connectivity. Speakers on here, stereo speakers are excellent. I'm just going to go ahead and play some sound for you. Really excellent sound. So yeah, really excellent sound on here. These stereo speakers are really, really nice. They sound loud. They sound full. They just have really good clarity to them, and they sound really, really good. You will not be disappointed with this device. Next thing on the pros is going to be the cameras on here. You got two cameras on the back, one main sensor and one telephoto sensor, and then on the front you have a I believe it's might be an 8 megapixel front facing camera. You can record 4K up to 30 frames per second and 1080p on the front only, but there might be an update for the camera app to record 4K up to 60. I could be wrong on that, but you're gonna see some pictures flash on your screen of some pictures that I've taken with this. Really excellent cameras. If you're looking for a point and shoot type camera, this is definitely it. The camera app is nice and simple and intuitive. You have all your system, your settings right here. You have portrait, night sight, video, and more, which takes you into a panorama, photosphere, slow motion, time lapse, playground, and lens. So a really, really nice camera on here, especially if you want to point and shoot. This thing takes just some of the best pictures I've had on a smartphone. Video is pretty good. It's not mind-blowing or anything like a Samsung phone or an LG phone, but video on here is actually pretty good. I see that they focus mainly on cameras on the Pixel 4 and the 4 XL, so that is really, really nice. No complaints there. Really nice point and shoot camera on here. I'm going to go ahead and flash some, like I said, pictures that I've taken with this. You're going to be seeing some of those come up on your screen for the Pixel 4 XL. So really excellent camera. If you're looking for an excellent camera to take pictures, whether it's portrait, night shot, or anything like that, the Pixel 4 is definitely it. I suggest getting a higher storage of this though, since 64 gigs is really not enough for me at least. So excellent cameras on here, no complaints. You will not be disappointed with the camera quality of this device. So I'm gonna go ahead and play some video that I took with this, some 4K video. You're seeing some pictures, like I said, flash on your screen, and then we'll be back with the cons for the Pixel 4 XL. Stick around, don't go anywhere. Alright, so this is the Google Pixel 4 XL, rear facing camera, 4K, 30 frames per second. Let me know how it looks, guys. 4K, 30 frames per second. As we all know, can't do 60 frames per second, not yet at least. Google Pixel 4 XL. Alright, so this is the front-facing camera, Google Pixel 4 XL. As we all know, this runs at 1080p, I believe, 30 frames per second, 60 frames per second. Nevertheless, this is the front-facing camera, Google Pixel 4 XL. Let me know how it looks. Walking through the trails here and how the sky looks. It's not too sunny today. Could be a little bit more sunnier. Google Pixel 4 XL front-facing camera, 1080p. How does it look, guys? Let me know. Okay, so the first video was 1080p. This one's 1080p, 60 frames per second. You can adjust the frame rate from 30 to 60 when you're using 1080p. On the rear-facing camera, the Google Pixel 4 XL. And I am walking here. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know about the sound as well. Out in the woods today. Not a very sunny day. But let me know how the sky looks, the clouds. 1080p, 60 frames per second, Pixel 4 XL. So hope you enjoyed those little video clips taken right here on the Google Pixel 4 XL. Really nice video quality. Like I said, it's not the best, but it's really, really good, especially if you want to use this to vlog or run a YouTube channel or something like that. So now we are on to the cons. First con on here is my big con for this. There's no use of having a really nice phone with an excellent display, 90 hertz refresh rate, great cameras, if the battery is going to suck. Battery on here is really not that great. I've gotten better battery life on other devices with this almost the same size battery on here. The OnePlus 7T has the same size battery, and it's definitely a lot better at running 90 hertz all the time. This one is the smooth display. It'll switch between 60 and 90 hertz on here. And yeah, battery is not that great on here. I'm kind of disappointed because I really like using this phone, but there's no point in having an excellent phone if the battery is going to be really bad. I've tried to get battery life by turning off motion sense and turning off a whole bunch of other stuff on here. So gestures, I do not have all of them activated. I have some of them, but not all of them. Motion sense, I completely turned off to try to get better battery life. My always on display I turned off to get better battery life. All these cool new features that this phone offers really can't be used without, affecting the battery life, and that's kind of sad because some of the stuff is actually cool, to wave your hand across and skip tracks. Yeah, it's gimmicky and doesn't work all the time, but yeah, you can't use any of this stuff without draining the battery. So all of that stuff, I just went ahead and said screw it, and I turned it off. So yeah, battery life definitely to consider with this device. It's not that great. It'll get you through an 8-hour day, maybe a 12-hour day, but then that's it. You have to charge it. Another con on here is the design, not the back. Primarily, it's going to be the front with this forehead. It just looks dated to me. The big forehead. The chin is not that big, so it's got a nice chin, but the forehead up here just looks really dated. I understand they have to put a whole bunch of sensors in there. I get that, but maybe a little notch would have done, but they've done that as well. So I understand that, but it just looks dated to me to have a phone in 2020 that looks more like a phone from 2017 or something, but it's really not a deal breaker. I've gotten used to it. It just, like I said, makes the phone look a little bit dated from looking at it from the front. Another con, like I said, the motion sense gestures, all of that waste battery. I've already talked about that. Like I said, that is another con. just gimmick stuff, and they do waste battery. So just do yourself a favor and turn those off, and you'll be okay. Corners are a bit odd on the display. Again, talking about the display a little bit, they do cut off certain parts. Like as you can see right here, the clock, it just does not look right when you're with those corners. When you're on YouTube, you can see right there that is not a perfect angle. It sort of cuts off at the top, and on the bottom it just looks weird. I don't know, for me it just looks weird. The corners are too much on this phone. They should have rounded them off just a little less on this, so it does affect it. It is really not a big deal, but it definitely looks weird in some applications with those little cornered edges. Another one is, again, about the display. The smooth display isn't 90 hertz all the time. It switches between 90 and 60 hertz on here. Let's see if we can find it. Smooth display. So automatically raises the refresh rate from 60 to 90 for some content. Increases battery life. So I've noticed sometimes when I'm using the phone, when I start scrolling, and then I'll scroll over here, it starts to stutter a little bit. I guess it's trying to learn what to use 90 hertz on and what not to. For the most part, it runs pretty smoothly, but sometimes you will get that little stutter, I guess, to where it's switching back to 60 hertz. I guess it takes a while to kick in or something, but yeah, it's not running all the time. Of course, you can go into your developer options and force 90 hertz to run all the time. Let's see if I can find that. You can force it to run all the time, but then again, like I said, this will take a hit on the battery life. So like I said, all these features are excellent and fine on paper, but if you don't have the battery life to accommodate all of that, it definitely does take away from the experience of the device. So like I said, battery life, force 90 hertz, you can do that, but keep in mind it will decrease the battery life by a little bit on here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Fingerprint sensor, there was no fingerprint sensor on here. As you all know, the last year you had it right here, which was a nice feature. It's completely facial recognition on here. Facial recognition as a pro does work really well when unlocking your device. It's really fast and it senses you even in the dark. So that's a plus on here, is the facial recognition, but keep in mind there is no in-display fingerprint sensor or no rear-facing fingerprint sensor on here. So keep that in mind. You only have the one form of security on here other than your typical, password typing or your swipe or stuff like that. But the Pixel 4 in 2020 definitely is a strong device. It definitely has its little flaws, mainly the battery life. Storage wise, all you have to do is get a higher storage on here. I don't think T-Mobile has the XL anymore, just the regular Pixel 4, but it's definitely worth checking out. Definitely not at full price at $899 for this phone. I got it when it was $699, so even at that, definitely wait on it and try to see if you get a better deal at least. But $699 I think is a good price for a phone like this. You're getting excellent cameras on here, excellent performance, really good updates from Google. So really nice as far as that goes. You will get your updates fast and quick. I just recently got an update not too long ago for this, and they will continue to support this phone. And that's the good thing about Google, is they do offer timely updates. But other than that, I have been enjoying this phone and using it. It's a really nice phone. It has like a fun look to it, but a premium feel to it, if that makes any sense. The only other thing I could say about this painted frame around here is if you do drop it, you're definitely going to notice that paint sort of chip off or something. They should have just gone with a polished aluminum or something like that. But it's a really nice panda color. I really enjoy it. This back glass panel just feels nice and smooth. Like, I don't know, I can't explain the feel of it. It feels a lot better. It's a lot more, I guess, grippier than like the OnePlus phones, where the panel is so smooth you can't stick anything on it. This actually has some grip to it. It's not slippery, so it feels excellent in the hands. you do not feel like you're going to drop this. So with that being said, guys, this has been my review of the Google Pixel 4 XL in 2020. Is it still worth it? I think it is, but not at full price. Definitely try to find a deal on here. Cameras on here are excellent. I wish they had a wide angle. By the way, I forgot about that, but the regular and the telephoto are okay. As far as focal lengths go, you will be surprised of the picture quality on here. It is really excellent. Hope you enjoyed this video. Pixel 4 XL in 2020. Are you going to pick one up if it goes down cheaper or lower? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for subscribing and watching my videos and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.